Hello everybody, today I will introduce what it's like living in Japan as a Christian. So I am a Catholic, I am a Christian, and I converted to church when I was 17 years old. And as you know, Japan is a safe country and there is no significant persecution against Christian. But of course, there are some challenges in Christian culture. So for example, most lay Japanese Catholics tend to be lukewarm. They don't read the Bible, they don't have any knowledge about theology, dogmatics, or catechism. And they just habitually go to the church and attend Mass and spend time in a place, and that's all. And I doubt whether they truly have faith in God, and seemingly they are just a normal Japanese rather than being Christian. And so there are another example. In Japan, in the beginning of the year, normal Japanese people, not Christian, and go to shrine and temple and bow to gods or Buddhist statue. And they ask gods, Japanese gods, to protect them or embrace the year. And this is just a traditional Japanese custom or traditional historical ceremony. And some Catholics or many Catholics go to shrine or temple to ask gods or Buddhist statue to embrace them or embrace the year. It sounds strange for people outside Japan, and so I often encounter American Catholics, and they are prone to be conservative, so conservative, both theologically and politically. And they are disinterested in other religion, and they just focus on Catholic tradition and read Thomas Aquinas or John Henry Newman and so on. And of course, and also they are disinterested in Protestantism. They just focus on their tradition. But in Japan, Catholics tend to be liberal towards other religion, and they absorb a lot of knowledge from other religion. And of course, as I say, they Catholics tend to be lukewarm, and so seemingly they are just a normal Japanese rather than being Christian. And sometimes priests condemn them, and but there are numerous layers in the church, and Japanese priests, monks tended to be liberal and politically liberal. And so 2 years ago, around 2 years ago, I finished these books, and this is written by Japanese Jesuit. His name is Toshiro Yanagida, and this is written by Kadoaki Kakichi. He is also Jesuit and a former Zen student. And in Japan, Japanese theologians have strong sympathy with Shintoism or Buddhism, and some priests are trained in a temple, and they impose such method into Catholic tradition or Catholic mystic training. And Toshiro Yanagida Yanagida have been trained in Shinjukan temple, and he tried to impose Buddhist method into Catholic meditative training. And of course, if you are American, you cannot accept it. so, so, so living in Japan means to communicate with the diverse culture, including Buddhism or Shintoism or secular spirituality. And we cannot ignore Buddhism or Shintoism. And there are numerous sects in Buddhism or Shintoism. And we cannot count how many sects exist in Buddhism in Japan, or we cannot count how many sects exist in Shintoism in Japan. There are significant diversity in our tradition. And of course, Buddhism and Shintoism has a specific philosophy and perspective on nature. They can specific method to observe nature and analyze essence in nature. And they embrace the essence of nature in a poetic way. And I love it. But as a Christian, I don't worship Japanese god or Buddhist statue because the Bible prohibits. As a Japanese guy, I like researching such a method as a part of philosophy. So Japanese Jesuit and Japanese or Japanese Carmelite who have specific sense in meditation are prone to be liberal against other religion, and they have a specific method to how to theologize other religion, how to theologize them, Buddhism or Shintoism. And in this meaning, Japan is the front line of religious study, and we can touch other ground of religion, and you can absorb the diversity of other religion. If you are interested in Eastern religion or Eastern meditative tradition and coming to Japan or visiting Japan, even it is just a temporal sightseeing, can contribute to cultivate your spirituality. Yeah, it sounds good. But, I understand if you are conservative Christian, conservative Catholic, it cannot be acceptable for you because, the Bible never recommend us to research on other religion. But from other perspective, we can say the Bible itself composed by various influence from other religion or Christian tradition, Christian theology can be composed by various influence from other religion. Aristotle or Plato contribute to develop Christian theology. Thomas Aquinas or Augustine are great student of Greek philosophy, and so we can learn philosophy from Japanese religion. Yeah, of course it can be controversial. So I can refer to Japanese Protestantism, and I also read this book. This book written by Kondo Katsuhiko, Protestant theologian, and Japanese Protestantism have been dominated by German theology. So Japanese Protestant theologian cannot ignore German theology such as Karl Barth or Emil Brunner or Bultmann or Moltmann or Paul Tillich and so on. And of course, Karl Barth, Emil Brunner are Swiss, but considered as German language theologian. And Japanese Protestantism under influence of German theology, and you cannot ignore Karl Barth theology if you research on Japanese theology, and some theologians are interested in American theology, and such as Pelikan. Pelikan is a kind of a Protestant theologian and American theologian, and but Japanese Protestant theology circle is very small. The population of the Christian population in Japan is under 1% among whole Japanese population. We have just 1% of Christian population in Japan. Very small. And also the theological circle is very small. The group is very small and have a particular tradition and a particular method or trait of researching on Christianity. And German theology contribute to develop Japanese Protestant theology. So, but Japanese Protestants are disinterested in other religion. They rarely refer to Zen Buddhism or Shintoism. Of course, there are small group. And in which theologians interested in Zen Buddhism or Shintoism, they tend to be liberal. But the most conservative Protestant theologians rarely refer to other religion or Japanese culture. They are disinterested in Japanese culture, and there is a biggest church. There's the biggest church, Protestant church in Japan, called Nihon Kiristokyō Kyōkai. Nihon Kiristokyō Kyōkai can be translated in Japan's Christian Church. Japan's Christian Church, and it is a very biggest church, Protestant church in Japan. But in the church, there's an inner conflict between liberal and conservative, and the liberal theology are interested in religion broadly, and they research on Muslim or kind of economical issues or environmental issues, or they research on Catholics or Orthodox Church, and they widely research on such subject. But there are a significant conservative group who are called evangelists and or evangelism, and they focus on evangelize people. They focus on the Bible. The Bible is an essential factor of their belief, of course. Of course, in Catholic, the Bible is essential. But in Protestantism, they focus on the Bible more and more. And but they are just a mainstream Protestant, not fundamentals, and they tend to be open-minded to Catholics or other secular culture, and they try to communicate with people widely. Yeah, I think it is good, but of course there are another aspect of Protestantism. And in Japan, there are a lot of evangelicals active online. And evangelicals often cause trouble online, and there are a few Catholic YouTuber or Protestant YouTuber, Protestant mainstream YouTubers online, but the evangelicals accuse Catholic, attack as a Protestant, and because, for example, if they refer to Karl Barth or Emil Brunner or as a Christian tradition, evangelical accuse them like this. It's not printed in the Bible. Of course, Karl Barth or Emil Brunner are not printed in the Bible. So, for example, if I refer to Christian traditions such as a conflict between theologian in the Catholic, such as Thomas Aquinas and Don Scotus. I don't know. I'm not familiar with it, but sometimes so for example, if I refer to conflict between theologian, evangelicals will accuse me like this. It's not printed in the Bible, and they believe the age of Earth is around 4,000 years and 6,000 years, and of course, which is far different from scientific discourse. On the other hand, evangelicals believe the Bible as a scientifically accurate. The Bible is a scientific book. So article on the Bible is accurate scientifically, but it is fundamental on the anti-intelligence, and those groups and cause trouble against mainstream Protestant or Catholics, and there are numerous conflicts online in Japan, and mainly that is caused by evangelicals, and they actively accuse as a sect of Christian tradition. So, basically, I respect evangelicals because their fervent belief is truth in some cases, and many Catholics are so lukewarm, as I said, and they go to shrine and they go to temple and worship Japanese gods or Buddha statues, but the evangelicals never do that, and they just focus on the Bible, their tradition, and we should respect them. But we need to avoid fundamentalism, which causes various trouble, and they actively accuse us. It makes us uncomfortable. So today I introduced Japanese Christian culture or trait in Japanese church, and I have to say that the Prime Minister, Shigeru Isha, is a Presbyterian and a Protestant believer in Japanese church, and so as I say, the Christian population in Japan is under 1% among whole Japanese population. It is very small group. It's significantly small group in Japan, but we have 6 or 7 Christian prime minister in history. It's so unique, I think, and also there are numerous high intellectuals who believe in God. So in the past, many Japanese intellectuals were Catholic or mainstream Protestants, and even today, and a lot of intellectual or high educational businessman or high educational agent are Christian. I think it is so unique because there are only 1% Christian population in Japan, but we already have 7 or 8 Christian prime minister. It's so strange. And there are a lot of high intellectual Christian in Japan. So Christianity, sometimes Japanese conservative despises Christianity. Sometimes Japanese Christian are super conservative. There are numerous factors intertwined in this phenomenon, but we should be careful judge other people, and I shouldn't judge as a Christian or as a Christian culture, because my eyes are fulfilled with wrath. I am blind to judge other people, and I should be careful to do this. So anyway, today I introduced Japanese Christian culture. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you.